momentum up with that tighter course. Troy's able to stretch the legs of that boat, and he has used it to his advantage each and every lap. Look at Dylan Osborne. Osborne coming wide open off the outside. 1, 2, 3 down the front straightaway. Troy Snyder continues to lead. Snyder is secure.
Yeah, Frame has absolutely reeled Snyder in, however, on the last lap. He definitely gained some ground. Probably Snyder's not too worried right now, but looking for that white flag. And as Frame continues to throw caution to the wind, turn after turn, pushing that Yamaha as hard as he can into each turn. If he makes a mistake, he loses a little bit. If he doesn't, he gains a little bit. And that's what we've seen lap after lap, and really, frankly, great racing out here in this box stock runabout class. Really, really competitive racing with these guys charging hard from the gate.
And Frame, this time through, he went 10, 15 yards deeper off that back straightaway before he backed out. It could be close this time. Frame is real tight. If he can just get the nose of that boat to stay in a little bit more.
Yeah, this is going to be close, Kurt. This is going to be really close.
It's going to be tight.
Snyder's going to have the juice coming down the front straightaway, but Frame now really, really reels him in. And they're still looking for that white flag is still not out.
Oh, Troy stuck it a little. That might have been what Frame needed. Just a little bit.
Frame really pushing
right there.
it.
He is trying to stay out of his pump wash, trying to do the inside-outside split, get outside of Troy and jump to the inside when Troy doesn't know it's there. There he goes, trying to make that move. Troy Snyder, that wily veteran, he knows the kid's coming. What does he do? He makes an extra hard turn, puts a hole in the water, and Cameron Frame is stuck in it. And look at the lead that Troy just pulled right out immediately.
Yeah, you could see right there, as you said earlier in the race, that he makes the corners very, very wide, he's very, very difficult to pass, and you could see that was a clear case of that right there on that left-hander. Frame, though, pushing it, and he is relentless as he continues to gain on Snyder in these split sections where it's tighter on each turn. He's gaining just a little bit. If he doesn't he made a mistake right there, spun it out a little bit. Snyder back into a comfortable lead over Frame. Frame looks back. He's got a nice distance over third Osborne, and they're kind of keeping pace right now.
That's right. When are we going to throw the log jump in there?
You may want to put that one on. It's cooler. Thank you. I mean, cooler, it's a wicker moisture.
I'm much cooler in this.
Right?
What is it? This is an XL.
Wait a minute. I'll be back.
I'm sure you will. Thank you.
Troy Snyder, far right-hand side of the course, on to the U.S. Army back straightaway. Cameron Frame in tow. Dylan Osborne in third. First, second, and third. All on that back straightaway. Those riders are on fire. Watch the end of the back straight. They're going to set up for the splits. Frame goes way deep, cuts over Snyder's wake, trying to get a drive, trying everything he can to get just the tiniest bit of advantage, and it's close again. Troy Snyder is riding in a phenomenal race. He's set back. He's a veteran. He's holding on. He knows it's going to be close, but he also knows he's going to have more acceleration coming down to the white flag, Rick Lake. It is one lap to go. Troy Snyder looks over his shoulder. There's Cameron Frame, as he has been all race long. Dylan Osborne lost a little bit. Rick, this is between Frame and Snyder. Those two are going at it. I'm going to tell you right here and now, Troy Snyder is impressing me today.
Yeah, no question. He looks good out in front, Kurt. But Frame, I'll tell you what, throwing caution to the wind, turn after turn, lap after lap, keeping the pressure on Snyder. Snyder the top dog, but Frame really, really impressive. And frankly, really entertaining to watch a battle for the lead like this. And here comes Frame on the last lap. He has closed the gap down that back straightaway. And look at him catch Snyder right now, closing the gap even more. Snyder making the left turn. He's going to go to the outside split, I'm sure. Frame, likewise, goes to the familiar inside split. One last set of turns to go, and in Frame, if he doesn't make a mistake, he's going to have a shot. In fact, I think he may have this. Frame on the inside, and he takes the lead on the last lap. It's Trey Frame overtaking Snyder, and the win. Unbelievable finish in the box stock runabout class. Wow.
I'll tell you what, I got goosebumps. I'm excited. I'll tell you what, Cameron Frame, his pit cooler's going ridiculous down here. Tim Judge, he's got lots of experience. Like, okay, let's go get him next time.
Yeah, Snyder came across the finish line and just shook his head. Is like, what in the hell just happened?
Where did
I
that
don't
kid
believe
come
this,
from?
but I'll tell you what, I was having a good time. I love this guy, this Trey Frame, man. What a awesome rider. Cameron Frame, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In second the whole race, never let off, never gave up, kept the pressure on the wily veteran Snyder. And hey, that shows you what persistence is. Life is persistence. Right there, Frame just showed it, took the win. What a great race.
NGU, never give up, right? NGU. And Cameron Frame just expressed that for everybody. I'll tell you what, 38 years old, Cameron Frame, no youngster himself. We need Nick Handler. Nick Handler, you anywhere near the Tower of Power? Folks, we got a treat. We got freestylers coming at you. We need to see Nick Handler at the Tower of Power, please.
I really hope you guys watching this on the live stream could see the difference in riding styles between Troy Snyder and Cameron Frame, as Snyder had that lead, pretty confident out in front from the start, halfway down the front straightaway. But Frame just absolutely turn after turn was pushing that Yamaha, and what a treat to watch and a great race. It's always fun when you got a race like that for the lead, and that really paid off that time. Getting ready for freestyle. I'd like to welcome everybody again to the Pro Watercross National Tour here, Lake Hartwell, Georgia. What a treat being here. Beautiful place. Lake Hartwell, in case you didn't know, in case you were wondering, is a man-made reservoir. And it sits on the border of Georgia and South Carolina on the Savannah, Tougaloo, and Seneca rivers. And here, Lake Hartwell, this is one of the most popular recreational areas in the southeast, and just a beautiful, beautiful place.
Well, you heard him, 1,000 miles of shoreline. That is a big lake.
Yeah, this is a great
place. One more
place.
time. Excuse me, Rick. We need Nick Handler here. Nick, we need to see you.
Is that good? And I got to tell you, it's so cool to see the locals out here supporting the event. We've got vendors all over, and I before this weekend's over, I'm going to try some alligator on a stick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good.
I see
tell you a secret?
Tastes like chicken. No, don't tell me that.
Like good chicken.
Well, I hope so. I got to try some alligator on a stick, man. You don't get that in South Orange County, California.
No, you normally don't. I'll tell you what, we got freestylers practicing out there. We're waiting to try and get a horn up here so we can do some, get our judges ready to go. Give us a few moments. Carson.
The Pro Watercross National Tour. Rick Lake up here with Kurt Nolenberg. The tour brought to you by Heyday Wake Boats, powered by Mercury, Broward Motorsports, Shark Energy, the U.S. Army, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Jet Trim, Scat Track, Watcon.com, and HydroTurf. And boy, I could talk many, many hours about our sponsors. Having worked with most of these companies for many, many years, it's always a treat when these sponsors back the Pro Watercross Racing Tour. They're phenomenal individuals and companies, and see if AJ Handler got a 2X this time. He must not like me in pink. I'm feeling kind of groovy this morning in pink, but AJ's not feeling it.
You're making me sweat in pink.
I'm not going to say what you said, but we won't draw any conclusions. So black, this will go good in the Georgia heat, AJ.
Well, it's a wicking moist.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. So it's a lot breather. It breathes through than a cotton T-shirt. So that's what all the guys wear here.
I want to be like all the guys, so I appreciate it. AJ Handler, tour promoter here, Pro Watercross National Tour. AJ, how's the tour going this year?
It's going very well. Let me put it to this way. I can't even talk anymore.
That's why you pay us to do that.
That's right. Between you and Kurt, you guys are my dream team. All
Oh,
right?
man.
You know, I got a lot of phone calls already. I must have gotten 12 phone calls. I kid you not. And they're all like, man, it sounds 100% better with both of those guys up there. You know, at least they know what they know what they're talking about. So, not to say that, you know, the previous announcers didn't know. It's just that they did not have the experience that both of you have, which you guys really do complement each other.
Yeah, when you have about 100 years announcing experience, you know, that helps a little bit. We appreciate that. That's very, very nice, AJ. You know, it's a treat for me to be out here. I really appreciate you bringing me out here to be part of the Pro Watercross National Tour, and it's, you know, it's really a treat for me to see old friends like yourself, the Farthings, all the guys that are here, and then, you know, and make some new friends and see some of these new guys. I mean, that last race we had, I don't know if you caught that stock runabout race. Well, stock runabout racing isn't exactly what everybody comes to see, right?
That is correct.
But that was a hell of a race, and Cameron Frame, my goodness, this guy charges.
And you know, that's what close course is. It's racing.
Yes, it
pure
is.
And simple. We're an American-made company that, you know, that is just 100% American, that it's owned by, so all our funds go directly into the U.S.
Well, you can tell I'm excited. You know, it's fun to be here. It's fun to see these guys racing. And that last race, I mean, both the races, you know, Cabrera in the first race in that ski race leading over Wilson till the last lap. Something let go in his ski, and Wilson takes the win. But really another exciting race. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this.
No, it doesn't. Actually, you guys did such a phenomenal job that there was a group of us in front of the podium talking. And when you guys were talking about them coming around the corner and who was going to win and the excitement, we all just kind of beat it to the side to go watch, you know. So
well, that's a nice compliment. But frankly, you know, when the guys are excited about us, it's not as good. Let us know when the girls start getting excited and come around to watch.
I think they're excited about what you guys were talking about. Come on. All right, with that being said, I'm going to pass you on to him. Thank you for being on the staff.
Man, it's a treat for me, AJ. This is cool. You guys are awesome. Everybody, I got to say, coming in last night, I flew in, you know, Rick picked me up, and I met Melvin and everybody. I mean, wonderful staff. Your son, a wonderful guy, a real ambassador, welcoming all the guys, the course marshals, the race directors, everybody made me feel at home immediately. And, you know, as a human being, bottom line, there's nothing more important than that.
And that to us is very important, is taking care of our staff, taking care of our customers, which are the racers. That's what we're about. You know, it is a great family that we have. And we really enjoy putting on events, and we plan on being around for a very, very long time.
Well, I'm having a hell of a day so far, and we're just getting started.
You know, we have a really great staff. Most of these guys don't know, but Melvin actually built Frankie Zapata boat back in the day, and he won a world championship.
He kind of let me know that he could build some really trick Sea-Doos on the way here from the airport. I was regaled with stories of the turbocharged work he's doing, and frankly, it's very impressive.
Yeah, he's very knowledgeable in the four-stroke world. You know, so it's and that's what we really needed. You know, and we wanted the experience that you guys have and Carson has, and you know, along with Rick Ignacio, you know, he made us compliance today. You know, Rick, what did you make us compliance on? Come on.
So we've done some closed captioning right now on the web. So if you're watching right now, you see some words come down on the bottom of the screen. We made ourselves ADA compliant, American Disabilities Act. So if you're hard of hearing, just go ahead and turn down the volume and read what we are talking about.
There you go.
and thank you for hooking me up with the resplendent pink.
That was Jennifer, the dad. She goes, he needs a shirt, so I got him one. It's pink.
Hey,
you look good, though.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'll take that with a grain of salt.
All right, I'll let Kirk have here. Nice talking to you.
Thank you very much, AJ. AJ Handler.
Yeah.
The guy behind, along with his wife Jennifer and son Nick. putting together the Pro Watercross National Tour here in Lake Hartwell. I'll tell you what, we asked for a little breeze.
We got
a little breeze. The sun came out. The humidity is a little bit down. It's feeling good, man.
Not only that, we got freestylers. All right.
I thought you were going to say we get free stuff, but freestylers, okay.
Well, hey, you're wearing your freestyle.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Hey, we all get the opportunity to wear the pink shirt.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it.
We've all had it. Yeah, as well you should.
Well, you know, there's a guy. We got a competitor on a 550?
Yeah, we do. So we've got freestylers out here. We're going to put them out there for judging. Let's go through the lineup with them. You know, first up will be number 324, Ryan Doberstein. Ryan out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's sponsored by TPE, P&P Performance, H2O, Torrent, Jet Renew, X-Scream, Hydroturf, Slippery Wetsuit, Ski Works, Composites. That's Ryan Doberstein. He's on the number 324 machine.
And the next competitor will be on number 702. He's out of Raleigh, North Carolina on the XSR. He's 33 years old, riding for TPE, Hurricane Racing, Jet Trim, Fly Racing, and Tapped Out Cycle, Zeb Zarzauer.
It's easy for you to say. And in a pro freestyle on the 00 out of Plainville, riding the OTR, sponsored by Hurricane Industries, True Performance Engineering, Showtime Freestyle, Jet Pilot, and Hydroturf, it's Luke Stocks.
And number 95, out of Harrison, Tennessee, on the Kawasaki, the only rider in the history of freestyle, period, not to have 100 sponsors listed, Kevin Rowe.
Self-sponsored.
And
that's right.
I don't know who was on that 550, but boy, does that take me back. I don't want to say too much because then you just start dating yourself. But, boy, back in the day, I remember at the Nautical Inn in Lake Havasu seeing all the guys competing on that hull in freestyle. And probably one of my favorites, Larry Rippenkroger, riding two 550s at the same time. And you know, it's good to see a 550 out there doing some old school tricks, man.
Yeah, iconic moments, right? Rippenkroger riding two skis.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Kantz going backwards over the jump. Or bringing out the ski boat in World Finals to win a World Championship with the first barrel roll in flat water competition. All right. So Norm Yee is going to... Freestylers, Norm Yee on the tower is going to give you the whistle. He's going to be timing you. Norm Yee, you hear us out there?
Apparently not. But that's okay. We'll carry on. And, you know, we talked about the 550 days, so now we fast forward to today. And my goodness, there he's on the clock.
Wow, a 360-degree pancake followed up by a 100% 180 backflip. And amazing, the backflips in flat water they're doing.
Well, these watercraft that they've developed, the skis for freestyle, are, you know, clearly 100% specialized now, both hull, motors, and if you haven't ridden one, they're extremely challenging to ride. And then once these guys get them wired, nice backflip right there. Setting up, using his wake into another backflip, hangs on to it. Oh, doesn't quite ride it out. Rider will get marked down just a little bit, lose a little bit of points for that bobble. Back up into the tray, gets his feet set into the stirrups on that tray, and set himself up for another trick. Spins it around, 180. Nice 360 spin in the air. So you can see what these guys are doing. You see them kick into the tray, and they have some stirrups in there basically. Sets up for a nice backflip, really smooth. But you'll see them continually kick their feet. It's a very tight fit. 2 backflips consecutive.
Okay, I got. Okay, all right.
Ask who is out on the water now. Who is on the water? Jeb Zarzal. Thank you.
All right, that was Jeb Zarzauer out of Raleigh, North Carolina, putting his routine in. Each competitor will get 2 minutes to put together the best set of tricks that they can perform and, of course, not make any mistakes along the way.
When's that happening?
People are going to know the difference.
When's that happening?
These guys are not.
Okay. After the Heyday?
Guys, so let me call Nick and I'll
Okay.
let me first find out.
And hold on to this, AJ. Well, I can't hear you.
Who is this?
In case you really need to get a hold of me before I call. That's all.
Thank you.
And who's this that's out there?
Wow, what a great job by Jeb Zarzauer out of Raleigh, North Carolina. All right, up now, it's Ryan Doberstein. Doberstein out of Charlotte. Whoa, 360-degree backflip, start the routine off. Doberstein looking aggressive already out there. Setting it up. Another, a pancake 360, followed by another, and yet another. And a 360 backflip. Wow! Folks, put your hands together. The louder you get, the crazier these guys will get. Ryan Doberstein looking for a win. Up! Wow, I'll tell you what. Great timing. Doberstein has got those jumps timed perfectly, Rick Lake.
Nice combination right there for Doberstein. You'll see on that very first backflip that he pulled off, he got some good amplitude, really got some air underneath of that ski, goes into another routine, puts his hand up, wants a little bit of love from the crowd.
Let's hear it for him, folks. Into a tail stand. Whips it over, sticks his feet into the tray, into the stirrups, holding on. I feel something aerial coming on Rick Lake.
Yep, he's going to try to go big one more time here. He got some good amplitude on that last backflip, the first backflip in that last combination. Pretty impressive. Nice 360. Keeps it going.
15 seconds. Huge jumps backwards and another complete backflip with another 3-6 pancake and a big throw to end the routine. Folks, give it up for Ryan Doberstein.
Yeah, nice routine that time for Doberstein. Looking really good. Got some nice amplitude on a couple of those big backflips, and he's looking really good out there. Nice routine.
Well, I'll tell you what, he did a great job. Up next, Luke Stocks, I believe.
Luke out of Plainville, looks like Plainville, Carolina, possibly. North Carolina, it's just a C, so we'll check that. But Luke riding for Hurricane Industries. Very, these freestyle boats now are incredibly specialized. Hulls completely developed and designed specifically for freestyle. Very, very short compared to a normal ski, a stock ski. And frankly, extremely powerful motors, very high torque motors, come on really hard. And if you've never ridden one, let me tell you, it is an experience like no other. They're very, very challenging to ride.
Yeah, the Hurricane's built up in Northern California by the ski clinic. You know, friends of ours up there out of Concord, those guys absolutely ridiculous. They lay up carbon fiber like nobody else's business. That is a made-for aerial ski right there.
They have very, very short and very, very high torque, really custom-built billet motors, and they put out a lot of horsepower, and really the key is torque. They come on hard, so they can propel you up out of the water into the air, time and time again, recover, hit it again, recover, hit it again. That's what this is all about, and you'll see right here.
Huge air, pancake 360s. And that was started by Derek, the gentleman that designed that Hurricane. That was his trick. He brought it and followed by a 360-degree backflip.
Nice way to start the routine. Some 360s and a backflip, and gather himself, get the feet back in, and come back around and do it again. See what he's got.
Yeah, listen to the torque of that motor. Look at that thing just flying in the air. Once again, 360s followed by another backflip. These flatwater backflips, absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, yeah, they certainly are. The sport's come a long ways, and the development of these specialized hulls and motors has really paved the way. And he is stoked out there right now. Luke is on fire.
Yeah, Luke Stock looking for a little noise from the crowd. The louder you get, folks, the crazier he's going to be. Tell him about it. Luke Stock has the capability to go off. Let's see what happens. Whoa, one-hander lander, another wrapping it around. A fullback and another one-legged.
And that's probably the first bobble that he's made on this routine. Really clean, smooth routine for Luke.
Well, he did 3 tricks in a row, one-footed there. Absolutely crazy difficult to do.
15 seconds to go for Luke.
He's got to try and finish it up. He and Doberstein.
Yeah, pretty neck and neck right now. One-hander. One-handed backflip. Into another backflip. Another backflip. Under control, real smooth. 360, lands it and rides it out. Beautiful Hurricane Industries ski. That is a real pretty looking boat out there.
B.O.B. They call him the Bob. You know that, right? Backflip on a budget. That's the name. And, folks, how about a round of applause at a Plainville Luke Stocks. All right, we're going to go to our judges. We'll come back to you in a little bit. Want to thank everybody. Thanks. How about another round of applause for all of our freestylers? All right, we'll be back to you in just a moment. All right. The judges have combined scores. We've looked at them. It was really close. We're going to start. Folks, let's have some applause for all of our competitors. In the 4th position out of Harrison, Tennessee, Kevin Rowe. In the 3rd spot out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Jeb Zarzauer. In the second position, out of Plainville, Luke Stocks. And your overall champion today, give it up for Ryan Doberstein. Thanks to all of our freestyle competitors and folks out on the water to the right, you're going to see the Heyday wake boat. They're going to come by and give these freestylers a wake so they can play. Gentlemen, have at it, have fun, be safe.
Yeah, Ryan got the win that time, but I'll tell you what, the sentimental old school had to be Kevin Rowe out there on that beautiful 550. So kind of good to see the entire array of the sport kind of on exhibit here today.
No question. And Kevin was doing great out there. Had a little mechanical, had to swim it in. But man, how much fun was that?
Well, it's hard to compare. You know, you can't really compare those and compete. But it still is a lot of fun to see. You know, the technical level of the sport now is so over the top from where it was that that makes it tough. But fun to watch.
AJ, we got some shirts for sale down there. Help me out with a couple of the prices. I remember that the cotton T-shirts, those were $15 to $20 for the high wick ones, like all the pros up here are wearing. You, myself.
Hoodies for $35.
Hoodies for $35? Oh, get out of their way! They're going to be trampling that booth. It's in the Pro Watercross tent, the blue one, back behind the Tower of Power. Folks, come on over and get yourself a souvenir while we've got some sizes. AJ, thank you very much. On the water, check out the Heyday wake boat. They're throwing out a wake. Whoa! Freestylers going for a 570. Look at the air. Doberstein goes off. Look at the 550. Oh, and going in. Doing a sub after that, Rick Lake.
That reminds me of us.
Right.
That was a big deal back in 1985 right there.
I'll tell you what, that was huge. That was enough to win a championship.
I got 4 feet of air. Did you see me?
Yeah. That's right. My early motocrosser had all 3 inches of suspension.
Yeah, I was killing it.
So watch this Heyday wake boat. Look at as they take off. Look at the wake that they're putting out. All right, they're totally adjusting that thing. Each trip, they're going to make about 4 passes. Let our freestylers have some fun out there. Now, folks, don't try this at home with your jet ski because it may be illegal in your certain market area.
Well,
having said that, is there anything more fun than jumping off the back of a wakeboard boat?
Aren't you
on a jet ski?
Aren't you a killer?
I'm officially unofficial. I'm being politically correct. Now let's go out and have some fun.
I'll tell you what, I've said it earlier, these wake guys got it dialed in, man. If you ever checked out these wake boats, they're phenomenal. They're designed to put out a huge wake, obviously, so the athletes can perform, get big air, most of all, have a nice wake to surf on, those kind of things. But, I mean, they've got, it's all outfitted. You've got music on board. You've got the whole deal. And these Heyday boats are dialed in, man. They are really trick.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the things that makes Heyday so much better than everything else out there is, one, let's start with affordability. $35,000, you get a boat, a trailer. It's got a sound bar. It's got the ballast. It's got everything that you need is already included. You just hook up your truck and drive away. All right? It's less than a Volkswagen SUV. Are you kidding me?
Custom designed Heyday boat powered by Mercury. Outstanding wake skate, wakeboard, what have you. These guys are having a good time out there. They're luckiest guys on the lake today.
Did you see the air that Jeb Zarzauer just got off that Heyday wake boat wake? Oh, and we just had a 180. Somebody did a water sample right there. Who was that?
They are having a good time out there. Luckiest guys on the lake today. Got a nice group of boats out there in the back part of the course. Spectators lining up to watch the action. Beautiful day here, Lake Hartwell, Georgia. What a place, what a body of water. One of the top recreational areas in the southeast here on the border of Georgia and South Carolina. And a beautiful, beautiful area. The entire lake just ringed by gorgeous trees everywhere, forests everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful place, Kurt.
Yeah, there's I would say there's no place like it, but There's 1,000 miles of shoreline. You got plenty of places like this.
Yeah, this is a great place.
They're all right here.
Love it here. This is beautiful.
Nice.
And I love the local merchants have come out to support it. People have lined up to watch. The boat's out on the water. And it's really, really a nice atmosphere. Great family atmosphere here at the Pro Watercross National Tour.
You know, Rick, you know how to one of the things to test how well a site does or how well it's liked is like the number of competitors. We got 133 entries here today.
Wow, outstanding.
I'm telling you, they are excited about racing at Lake Hartwell.
Oh, it's a great place to race, no doubt. Great
Yeah.
place to race, a great city to come to. It's beautiful here. It's just picturesque. And we're frankly lucky to be up here getting to watch this action, talk about it all weekend long, and enjoy the hospitality of Lake Hartwell. It's been awesome.
I'll tell you what, the only thing to make it better is if we were out there on that Heyday wake boat right
Yeah.
now, I'll tell you that.
I'm a little jealous right now.
Yeah. I wish they could just turn up the humidity just a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you, don't say that. We want the breeze, turn down the humidity, turn up the breeze, which they did. It's beautiful here. And, you know, and again, those guys, the wakeboard guys got it dialed in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they got the tunes, they got the coolers on those things. They're usually full of
Girls.
beautiful. I've been a jet skier for longer than I'll care to admit, but I've always been a little jealous of the wakeboard guys.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. There's a reason why. You're putting your ski in by yourself, putting it off to the side. They're having their wife or girlfriend back up the boat with her 2 or 3 sisters and their friends from school that are in the boat with you. It's got to be a lot of fun, let's face it.
Yeah, it's a great sport and a lot of fun. You know, with surfing behind a boat, I'll tell you a quick little aside. Years ago, before there was such a thing, I'd lived in Southern California. I was surfing in college, and I took my surfboard with me to Las Vegas, and a buddy of mine had a speedboat, and he was into skiing. And I said, I want to pull my surfboard behind your boat. And that's what we did. We surfed on my surfboard behind his speedboat. And so I want to say we pioneered that stuff a long time ago, long before there was wakeboarding. It was anything, but I still have that custom surfboard, and we pulled it behind the boat and had a blast on it. We all took turns. Little did we know at the time what would come of that.
Yeah, you're a pioneer.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there's many others that did it too, but we certainly had the vision and went, you know, this is fun. This should be more fun than skiing, actually. You know, I want to surf the wake of that boat. And then these guys took it to a whole new level, and now you got these Heyday boats, and they put out a nice wake. You can surf behind these boats without even a rope.
That's what I'm hoping we're going to do later this weekend. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to get some video of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was talking about you. You're a surfer. I'm a photographer. I'm willing to try.
Oh,
that and a flyboard. They're on my list. That's happening this year. Well, I tell you what, I want to give a big shout out to Juan and Ben from Heyday. These guys have been fantastic all tour long, helping us out. Every place we go, they've got one of the Heyday wake boats available for us for people to see and really understand how good the Heyday wake boat is. I cannot say it enough. I am really honestly blown away. I was talking with Ben at the last round, and he's saying, look, we know all the features, we designed it, but what we really did is we built it so that everybody could afford one. We're talking less than $300 a month for a payment, and you get the boat, the trailer, the sound system, everything's ready to go. The only thing you got to do is get a wakeboard. That's it.
Yeah,
and fuel.
Well, that's that. Speaking of that, the Heyday boats, they're powered by the legendary Mercury power plants. So you know you're getting a solid power plant, a solid combination. You can't really beat Mercury.
Right, a full-on marine engine.
Exactly.
This isn't your sister's Opal out there in an aluminum boat.
Not at all. No, this is the way to go. If you want to go wakeboarding in style and not have to mortgage your house at the same time.
Yeah.
Get a Heyday. You got to check them out because it's really something else. They're purposely designed to give you the optimum experience of wakeboarding, wake surfing, wake skating, whatever it is you're into on the water.
Well, and they're a great family boat. They carry so many people. They're so buoyant, and obviously Coast Guard approved for it.
Sure.
I think the minimum on the smallest model is 11 riders, and over 13 as they move up. Oh, we got our flyboarder up in the air. Check this out. Got to love it. Absolutely crazy.
So we're out here for round 6 in Lake Hartwell, Georgia for the Pro Watercross Tour.
Lake racing is more similar to like road racing. So lines will be important, carrying a lot of speed around the track or through the turns, keeping good momentum. Those are going to be the keys out there today.
Right now I've got the points lead here in Lake Hartwell. About 8 points separates me in second place, which is my teammate Tyron Matsuris.
Coming into this weekend, Tyron and I are basically 1 point apart. Unfortunately for him, last minute decision, he had to pull out of the event.
Right now I'm in first place in Sport GP. I've got Kelly Smith right behind me.
It's been a good season, and we're just going to go out there and try to win. And worst case scenario, we're going to finish our best and go for the championship again.
Atlantic City Beach, New Jersey for round 5 of the Pro Watercross National Tour. The surf is pretty good. It's just about throttle control, riding smart, and looking ahead, which wave's coming and which way you need to go.
Coming to Atlantic City, after we left last round in Reno, we got a win there. We have to do a pretty big setup change. We go from flat water, altitude, smaller props. Now we're bigger props, different ride plates. Kind of set the sponsons up different. The whole thing is completely different. You go from fresh water now salt water.
Well, the conditions here are always changing because the tide changes so much. You get your boat set up for certain conditions, you go out there, you race. A few hours later for your next round, it completely changes. The water goes back a good 30, 40, 50 yards.
Atlantic City Beach, New Jersey for round 5 of the Pro Watercross National Tour. The surf is pretty good. It's just about throttle control, riding smart, and looking ahead, which wave's coming and which way you need to go.
Coming to Atlantic City, after we left last round in Reno, we got a win there. We have to do a pretty big setup change. We go from flat water, altitude, smaller props. Now we're bigger props, different ride plates. Kind of set the sponsons up different. The whole thing is completely different. You go from fresh water now salt water.
Well, the conditions here are always changing because the tide changes so much. You get your boat set up for certain conditions, you go out there, you race. A few hours later for your next round, it completely changes. The water goes back a good 30, 40, 50 yards. Here we are at round 1 of the Pro Watercross Tour in Pensacola Beach, Florida. We've got a beautiful day, some rough seas out there, and a lot of good competitors.
Racing in the ocean or the Gulf like we're here today, it's kind of like, snowcross or supercross, but the problem is the waves and the water is always changing. So you can never time everything the same each lap.
Whoever gets to 20 laps first is your winner. There's a lot of banging, a lot of bumping, some people coming off, hitting the water. At the surf races, we get a lot of jumps. People are getting air. We might be racing in 7-foot surf. We might be racing in 3-foot chop.
Basically trying to build the sport up, to where it used to be. And so there's a lot of pressure in that, but it's fun, and you see these guys coming into the sport now and these younger kids, and it's good to see.
So we're in Panama City Beach, Florida for round 2 of the Pro Watercross National Tour. It's a beautiful sunny day on the white sand beaches, but the wind's picking up and the surf is absolutely huge today, so it's going to be a good day.
By the looks of these waves, it looks like it's maybe 4 to 6 feet. It's really messy out there. You can't really read the water. It's just, there's set after set very, very close. It's going to cause some major, crazy racing out there.
And you got to be constantly reading the waves. Otherwise, it's going to bite you.
It's going to be a lot of air underneath the boats, and probably a good bit of bumping, a lot of falling. Probably be a good freestyle show today. Bigger surf, bigger air.
Guys are going to be flying, wrecking. It's going to be pretty intense.
Yeah, we're here in Lewisville, Texas for round 3 of the Pro Watercross National Tour. Things are good, awesome town. We're ready to go.
This weekend we switched it up. First 2 rounds were in the Gulf of Mexico. Had a lot of fun in the surf, but this weekend we're coming out to the lake. We added a log jump for the first time this season, which really makes it interesting.
It's very exciting. It's very good for the viewers. For those that can ride it, it's good. For those that are learning it, we will learn it. It's part of the track. It's part of the challenge, and it's great.
Sport class is really fun. We're all a fun group of guys. Everybody enjoys, the racing and everything. And like I say, really anybody can win. One guy could have a bad day. We could have mechanical issues. You just really never know.
The wind's picking up. It's going to be a nice and rough wind chop out there. It should be some good racing.
Hey guys, we're at round 4 in Reno, Sparks, Nevada. Probably the best beautiful site besides Panama. We got a beautiful lake. This used to be an old rock quarry. I heard there's a lot of machinery down at the bottom. Cold water this weekend.
We're at altitude, so everybody's going to be a little bit slower off of their game where they usually are. Basically when we have to tune for the altitude, everybody loses a few miles an hour, some 5 to 10 miles an hour. So the boats won't be quite as quick, but the competition is going to be just as tough.
It's a battle to get out front and try to bring home some hardware for this weekend. It's really going to be tough, but those guys are good. They're fast. I'm out there competing against one of the new Cowies, the 1500s. And it's just a lot of good competition out there. Friendly, good competition.
Atlantic City Beach, New Jersey for round 5 of the Pro Watercross National Tour. The surf is pretty good. It's just about throttle control, riding smart, and looking ahead, which waves come in and which way you need to go.
Coming to Atlantic City, after we left last round in Reno, we got a win there. We have to do a pretty big setup change. We go from flat water, altitude, smaller props. Now we're bigger props, different ride plates, kind of set the sponsons up different. The whole thing is completely different. You go from fresh water now salt water.
Well, the conditions here are always changing because the tide changes so much. You get your boat set up for certain conditions. You go out there, you race. A few hours later for your next round, it completely changes. The water goes back a good 30, 40, 50 yards.
Tomorrow to crown a champion.
Knockdown, drag-out racing, both today and tomorrow. Finish up tomorrow real strong here at Lake Hartwell.
Hear that sound? That's a 2-stroke triple. 3 cylinders, a snarling 2-stroke monster. Could be a Yamaha, could be a Kawasaki.
Nothing, you got your setup. Oh, good. Let's do the. As far as I know.
Want me to start? All right, our lineup for Sport GP. On the starting line, number 1, out of Cooper City, Florida, on the Yamaha, 44 years old, riding for Broward Motorsports, Judge Motorsports, Exotic Signs, Shoei, Jet Pilot, Hamilton's, Issa, Jet Lift, and Jet Trim, Sam Nemi.
On the number 08, out of Landrum, South Carolina, he's 21 years old on a Bullet Hull. Sponsored by Fly Racing, Jet Pilot, Jet Trim, Hot Products, HydroTurf, Jet RENO, Rhino Power, and Heyday Inboards, Devin Walker.
Number 14 on the Yamaha out of Naples, Florida, riding for Wade Chapin Performance, Broward Motorsports, Exotic Signs, Hamilton's Customs, I Saw Cameras. Number 14, Keith Dill.
Out of St. Petersburg, Florida, on the number 43 Bullet Hull, sponsored by Tim Judge Motorsports, Jersey Mike Subs, Bullet Racing, Skeleton Motorsports, and Wade Chapin Performance, Michael Osborne.
Number 51 out of Thormiston, Georgia, on the Yamaha, 54 years old, Derek Barbie.
On the number 72 Kawasaki out of Mims, Florida, sponsored by HydroTurf, Shark Energy, YourRules.com, Jet Lift, Exotic Signs, Optima, and Smoke Hut, Johnny Smith.
Number 78 out of Darwinville, Georgia, on the Polaris, riding for Riva, Jet Dynamics, Impros, and Lucas Oil, Logan Hayes.
On the number 82 Sea-Doo out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, sponsored by H&C Metals and Borges Towing, Benjamin Borger.
On the Sea-Doo out of Biloxi, Mississippi, riding for Performance Jet Ski and Cycle, Fly Racing, IPD Graphics, Ross Products, and Pro Watercraft Racing, 85, Jules Hopkins.
On the number 86 Yamaha out of Dawsonville, Georgia, sponsored by Lucas Oil, Jet Pilot, Jet Trim, Riva Racing, Jet Dynamics, Rhino Power, Extreme Throttle, and IPD Graphics, Wyatt Hayes.
Out of Christmas, Florida, riding for Anderson Clan, TwoStrokePorting.com, Slacker Graphics, Walker Racing, and RTR.
Santa
Number
Claus.
111 on the Sea-Doo, Richard Taylor.
Santa Claus.
Okay.
Out of Christmas, Florida. I love that. Oh, man, up next. Everybody knows this on the number 111 out of Madison, Mississippi. Riding that Bullet Hole, sponsored by Judge Motorsports, Scat Track, Jet Trim, and Jet Pilot, R&D, Big Bad Billy Dearman.
On the 346 Yamaha out of Dawsonville, Georgia, riding for Riva Racing, IPD Graphics, Jet Trim, Extreme Throttle, and Jet Dynamics, Kyle Hayes.
On the 787 Sea-Doo out of Mary Esther, Florida, sponsored by Extreme Graphics, Sal's Muffler, King Speed Shop, and VP Racing Fuel, it's Zach King.
913 out of Fowray Branch, Georgia, on the Yamaha, riding for Judge, HydroTurf, Optima, and Riva, Jordan Carroll. Here we go.
Whoa, well, Michael Osborne and Keith Dill on the inside. Dill on the inside. Osborne on the outside, and Dill gets the whole shot on the early inside. There goes, Osborne pushed back to third on the inside. On the far outside, is that the 111 of Billy Dearman? Looks like it from here. That's Sam Nemi. Nemi in second on the outside. All right, it's going to be Keith Dill coming off the inside. Battle for second. There's a 111. Is that Billy Deere? No, that's Richard Taylor. Taylor out of Christmas, Florida on the HX. And here comes Sam Nemi. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Sam Nemi's used to being out front. Look out, guys, in front of him. Sam Nemi going to take out his frustration, not getting a hole shot on the two riders in front of him. Now, Dill and Nemi have been going at it all season long, Rick. They've been going at it. This Richard Taylor is new to us. Boy, he's got that HX hooked up and flying back there.
Yeah, number 14, Keith Dill out of Naples, Florida, on that Yamaha Wade Blaster on the Wade Chapin Performance Tune boat. Pulled a nice start, got some clean water, and he's out in front right now on the inside split. See if he can maintain that lead. He's got a lot of riders chomping at the bit behind him, but right now it's Keith Dill out in front on the number 14.
So that's Sam Nemi that's pulling up behind him, and Nemi's moving into second. Here comes Taylor, but Nemi's there. Oh, Taylor, he's got the momentum. Can he hold it? Whoa, Nemi trying to cut inside and spins.
Oh, spins it out.
Nemi gets back on it before fourth place can get there. Sam Nemi throwing it all out there early in this race. Gets sideways, spins out 180. He's looking at competitors coming, keeps his head, backs out of the throttle, gets back in it, and he's still in third spot, Rick Lake.
Number 111, Richard Taylor, really moving up fast on that Sea-Doo. Now, you remember back in the day, the Blasters were the dominant watercraft until the HX Sea-Doo came out. Once the HX Sea-Doo came out, that spelled the end of the dominance of the Blaster. In fact, pretty much put the Blasters out of business. So it'll be interesting to see how this Blaster of Keith Dill fares compared with the HX of number 111, Richard Taylor.
Boy, Taylor is attacking that outside split. Oh, this is going to be close, Rick. Keith Dill is boiling the water on the inside, but Taylor's got the long legs of that HX. Dill's going to have position, but look at this. Here comes Taylor with some momentum. End of the straightaway, going to tell the story side by side. Taylor sweeps. Taylor takes the lead.
Yeah, that HX is dominant. There's no question about it. A superior boat for racing over the Wave Blaster. Interestingly enough, it's the Wave Blaster that's far more popular for riders. They like them much, much better. And having ridden the HX in an endurance race one time in my life, and the last time I would ever do that, I can understand why.
Rick Lake, I'm going to tell you, my nickname for the HX is the log rolling competition, because those things stock. You'll be going wide open, cutting through the chop, and all of a sudden they roll over for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I rode one in a 100-mile race, and it was a treat, let me tell you. But on the close course, the HX is definitely dominated over the Blaster once the HS has emerged from Sea-Doo. And so it's interesting to see these boats still face off here on the Pro Watercross National Tour.
Well, I'll tell you what, and the HX normally fares better in the rough water in the surf races because they really do. It's a longer, thinner hull. They cut through the wakes. But boy, I'll tell you what, Richard Taylor, and here comes Nemi and Dill side by side, and Nemi gets into second.
And Nemi cut right over in front of him on that left-hander, and went right around Dill. Dill now drops back to third place. But Richard Taylor out in front. Richard out of Christmas, Florida on that Sea-Doo HX with a commanding lead here.
I'll tell you what, it's not over till it's over. And Sam Nemi in second position tells me don't sit too comfortable out front because Sam Nemi has a way of sneaking up on you little by little by little. There he goes.
Yeah, he's definitely closing the gap. He's got a ways to go, but he has closed the gap on Taylor over the last two laps considerably.
Taylor on the outside, Nemi follows, Dill on the inside. Dill follows on the outside. We've got another rider on an Blaster on the inside. Who is that coming? That's Billy Dearman. That's Big Bad Billy Boats and Billy Dearman. And Dearman coming. Keith Dill, poor Keith Dill. He had the whole shot, Rick Lake, and he's done nothing but move backwards here as these other riders have come up challenged, and almost all of them have passed him on the left-hand corner at the end of the front straightaway.
Yeah, he definitely got the whole shot wired. Got a great start, but has fallen back since then. But right now the battle is really shaping up for the lead again. Every race we've had so far today has been a battle for the lead, which is just amazing and really, really exciting. So we'll keep an eye on Sam Nemi and see if he can continue to close that gap on Richard Taylor.
I'll tell you what, with 133 entries, we're going to have a ton.
Is that Billy Dearman or Richard Taylor?
Billy Dearman's on his last group, that's fine.
See Derek Barbie coming by.
Yeah, I know. That's always Don't get me started on cruising. Oh my God.
Great race again here in the Sport GP class.
See a Polaris Hurricane out there.
Polaris Hurricane, amazing.
That's Logan Hayes out of Dawsonville, Georgia.
I'm looking.
All right, we are missing Richard Taylor, our leader. There's Taylor over there. There's Nemi.
That's Nemi, so that's Taylor there, right?
Richard Taylor extending his lead. Boy, he got a few back markers in front of him, and he used it to his advantage to extend his lead.
Yeah, he is really on the gas. He is riding the heck out of that Sea-Doo this afternoon, still in West Coast time.
You've got those binoculars, right?
Called